All right. Happy Monday, everybody. Big waves to you. Good to see you. Them hands moving this morning. Cindy White. Good to see Cindy this morning. So, hope everybody's having a great day and had a great weekend. And another big shout out. We said it a minute ago, but if everybody's live, I want to say it again. Big shout out to one of our people inside. Well, two shout outs. One is it's Andrew Jackson's birthday. So, Andrew Jackson, we want to all wish you a very, very happy birthday. And we hope you have a great day today. And the other is Billy Grady out of Kansas City. Billy completed a marathon yesterday. He'd been working towards that. We actually, I know Andrea had it on her phone. I had it on my phone. We got to actually track Billy through the marathon. And I was sending him text while he was running the marathon, like as I was sitting on a couch watching NFL, and I was sending Billy text. So and just so you know, Billy, I was out of breath a couple of times on the couch while you were running your marathon. But we want to give a big shout out to you and say congratulations, great job, because we know you've been doing a lot of training for that. So this morning, feel free to let us know in the comments where you're tuning in from. We got a big week for you this week. We're excited. Guest speaker coming in on Thursday, and excited about that. But this morning is a big word for me, and hopefully all of us. Well, the word for today is coachable. Coachable. And, you know, well, I'm just going to get it started. So, if you looked at the definition, it's pretty simple. And I think we could all pretty much describe the definition without even looking it up. Able to be coached effectively, able to take coaching effectively. And I went through some quotes, and one quote I came across was it said, "Be willing to be a beginner every single morning." And I thought about the coach's corner, because although I'm talking on the coach's corner, I'm really just teaching what I learned through looking up a word, right? It's not my knowledge. It's knowledge that I've grabbed through looking up a word, and just I'm sharing it. I'm sharing what I've learned. But what I love about the coach's corner is it kicks off the day with this quote, really. Be willing to be a beginner every single morning. And that's pretty powerful if you think about it. You know, Michael Jordan said this. I listened to him speak one time, and Michael Jordan, arguably one of the greatest basketball players to ever play the game. Michael Jordan said, "My best skill, truly my best skill, was that I was coachable. But I was also a sponge and aggressively and was aggressive to learn." So I want to put this in perspective, because I got to thinking about that, and I'm going in a different direction, Andrea. But Alan White owns his own company. And I would bet when he first started, he was aggressive to learn. And he probably still is aggressive to learn. But when he first started, I bet he went to mentors. I bet he went to people that knew the skills that he wanted to be able to build the company that him and Cindy have built today. And I know today he's passing that skill down. But how many times do we get to a point in our life that we quit being coachable, and we go through the days, and we go through the weeks, and we go through the months, and they turn into years, and we've stopped going and learning and being coachable. So really, at the end of the day, we only know what we know, right? Like, if I've acquired a skill set over the course of 20 years, but then I stop getting coached, then odds are I'm going to get to a point where I only know what I know. And if that's the case, odds are things are going to pass me by. Like technology is going to pass me by. New, new, in Alan's case, new concrete work's going to pass me by. Like there's going to be innovative things that end up passing me by if I'm not coachable and willing and eager and aggressive to learn. And one of the things I love about Michael Jordan is if you tracked his career, like he played the game for a long time. And through that, he stayed aggressive to learn. And so I want to be somebody, and I can't say that I'm always that way, that I'm a sponge, that I'm aggressive to learn, that I'm coachable. Even today, I find myself at times, and maybe in the comments, you could throw yourself under the bus. I'm just kidding. Maybe put a 1 in the comments if you feel this way, that you find yourself at time where you just feel like you know the trait, you know the skill now, and you're not as aggressive to learn. So maybe there's a call going on that you don't get on to that 10 years ago you would have gotten on to learn, to aggressively learn. Or maybe there's an opportunity for you to go sit at a round table with a mentor that 10 years ago you would have aggressively pursued that and been so excited. And today you're less likely to be excited. So here's the thing. We can change that in an instant. We can change that mindset in an instant. And I'm at a point right now in my season that I want to be coachable. I want to be a sponge. I want to be more aggressive to learn. And I'm going to. And I hope you are. In whatever it is that's driving you right now, in whatever profession you've got that's moving you right now, or that passion that's moving you right now, go be coachable. Because being coachable is not a technical skill. It's just the ability, it's the mental attitude to be coached, just to be willing to be coached and to go, you know what, I'm going to see if what I can learn. I know what I know. So I'm just going to stop talking and be a sponge and be aggressive to learn, and then walk away and apply it in my business. I I look back on my career, and I look back when I was a coach actually coaching football, and we would go to clinics and we would be there to learn from somebody that knew more than we did. And I'd look around the room and I'd always see people like that were my peers going up to that person that knew more than we knew, and they wanted to show how much they knew to them. So they were constantly talking. And I thought, what a waste, because they're missing the opportunity to aggressively learn. They're missing the opportunity to be coachable. So I'm going to leave you with this. And Andrea, I'm sorry I took a little more time, but benefits if we're coachable, man, there's so many, but just a few. There's an accelerated pace to learning when I'm coachable. And my training, like I'll learn a skill set a lot faster if I'm coachable. And here's the deal. If I'm coachable and I stay coachable, the experiences that I have through my lifetime is going to be a lot more enjoyable, a lot more pleasant, and I'm going to find a lot of skill sets that I acquire and I'm able to pass on along the way because I've kept that ability to be coached at the forefront. So, Andrea, sorry I took a little longer. I'm going to turn it to you.
Well, thank you, Coach. That was a great message. And I'll try to talk fast, guys. So good morning. Happy Monday. Excited to be on here with you. And the quote that I found that struck me was, just be silent, humble, and coachable. If you ever think you know it all, that is the beginning of your troubles. And I just think about, years ago, I had a pastor at the church that he talked about just surrounding yourself with people from different walks of life. Because once you start thinking that you're right all the time, your life is just downhill from that point on. And the more you're alone, the more you're just thinking your own thoughts and not being open and coachable, the more you're just limiting your own growth. So, how though? It can be hard to be coachable, right? I don't know if you guys have ever been in that conversation, but you've got somebody that has what you want, right? They're more successful than you are, or their family's closer, or their bank account's bigger, or they've been to more places, whatever it may be. Like, I don't know what you're looking to be coached on, but you're sitting there and they're giving you advice and you're like, oh, I don't want that, right? So it can be hard to be coachable, but here's some tips that I found on how. So first of all, focus on having a growth mindset, right? So how do we do that? If I'm constantly valuing effort over the results, then I can have that growth mindset. Actions over traits, right? So if I say, I don't know, I have a small network, right? So, or I'm not sociable. Okay, let's just say that. We all know it's a little bit true. I'm not sociable. Well, that's a trait. So I can focus on actions. So I can reach out to 5 people today. I can smile at 10 people today, right? So focus on those actions. And then self-pride versus or over external praise. So if I'm just looking for somebody to pat me on the head, right? Well, then I'm not going to be real great at being coachable. I need to take pride in myself to do a little bit more. Constantly set new goals. And then I just think about Tammy's lesson on Friday, but keep that win book. So monitor your improvements. Take pride in the places that you have grown through that coaching relationship. And then second, humble yourself. So check that ego. Every single one of us, even the most humble person on here, still has that little ego at the back of their mind that says, well, I know that, or I know better, or I know, right? Check that ego, leave it behind, because you have to have that balance of self-confidence and humility in order to listen to another human to go get what you want. So it's normal to have our egos kind of knock us off track sometimes. So just notice it, put it aside, and move on. And then third, put yourself in the right circle. I think about this beautiful community. We're all here because we want to grow every day, right? Like, we don't tune in to the Coach's Corner because we just want, well, maybe we just want to look at each other's faces, right? We tune in here because we want to be a part of growth and become a little bit better, right? 4, be open to feedback. And, it can be hard, right? You're in this coaching relationship and they're going to give you criticism. If you've got a good coach, they're going to criticize some of your behaviors or some of your activities. You've got to be open to that. So again, that's part of checking that ego. But if you can't accept it, you will not be able to grow. So just try to open yourself up to it. Maybe it'll hurt for a second, but take a deep breath and move forward. And then ask questions. I think about what Coach just said. Be aggressive to learn, right? So be respectful of that coach, but ask questions, because if it's not clear, you're not going to grow through it. Grow your confidence. I'm almost done, I promise, but grow your confidence, right? So low self-esteem, right, is going to make us more sensitive to that constructive criticism. So if we're not confident in who we are, if our coach comes in and says, you need to be more consistent, we're going to take it to heart. It's going to hit our ego and we're not going to be able to move forward. So do the hard things that it takes to grow your confidence so that you feel good enough to grow. And then last, do the work. If you've got a great coach, you have a great mentor, they're going to give you assignments, but they're not going to keep coaching you if you don't do them. And I think about my coach. I remember once upon a time, and this was horrible, so I hate to remind him, but once upon a time, he had me call my chicken list, right? So these were the people that I was the most intimidated by, and he was on the phone with me, muted, right? Talk about the most painful exercise I've ever had to do because I was terrified to call them and I was terrified to have my mentor on the line. So combine that, those were the fastest calls I've ever done in my entire life. You guys think I talk fast here? I was like, but you know what? I did them because my coach gave me the assignment. So if you get an assignment, do it, put in the work and be prepared for the next time you meet your coach. So that's my message, Sonia. It's effort. Let me find my notes. Value effort and hard work over results. Sorry. All right. That's what I have for you guys today. Love you.
Okay. Before everybody thinks that I'm bad,
I didn't
here
give
was
names.
the deal. I just told Andrea several years ago, I said, how can I coach you if I don't know what you're saying to your prospects? So I said, take out that chicken list and let me get on the other line. I promise I won't say a word. I'll stay on mute and I just want to hear what you say. And so I felt like it was a good idea, so I could coach her up a little bit. But all right.
I've been talking about it for 7 years now.
Well, I'll tell you this. I want to be more coachable. I want to learn. I want to be a sponge. And so this word was great, Andrea. Thank you for that. Guys, we love you. We appreciate you. And we also want to give say something. Miss Tammy Motby, everybody knows Miss Tammy came on last week. Her mother had passed away over the weekend. And just, if you could send out some prayers your way, just offer up some prayers for their family and Miss Tammy and let her know that we love her. So guys, we appreciate you. Thanks for being here today. We'll see you back tomorrow. Have a great Monday.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good Monday.